Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Star Bazaar and to another Jedi Fallen Order video. Star Wars Celebration gave us an awesome first look at this game, and we got some details that we didn't know before. In this video, we're rounding up all the information we now know about the new game by Respawn Entertainment. Let's check it out. So covering the basics first, Jedi Fallen Order will be a single-player, third-person action-adventure melee game that is entirely story and narrative-driven. It's all about being a Jedi. It's released November 15th, 2019 on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC. There will be no microtransactions at launch, and there are no plans to add them in later on. On top of that, there will be no multiplayer elements whatsoever. It is 100% single-player. The game features a new hero to the Star Wars galaxy, a former Jedi Padawan named Cal Kestis, who, after Order 66, has been forced to go into hiding and blend in order to avoid the Empire. Fans of Shameless and Gotham will actually recognize Cal, since he is played by actor Cameron Monaghan, who stars in both shows. Cal has a buddy droid named BD-1, who helps him on his adventure. BD will have a wide range of abilities and features, such as a spotlight that you can upgrade as the game progresses, which help Cal in different situations. Along the way, we also meet Seer, played by Deborah Wilson, who is a former Jedi Knight and takes on a bit of a mentor role for Cal. It's described as different than a traditional Master-Padawan relationship, since they end up as part of a bit of a larger group that acts as kind of a dysfunctional family. So despite playing as just Cal, we won't be going through the story alone. Speaking of the story though, here's what we know about it so far. Cal works as a scrapper as part of a scrapper guild on the new planet Baraka. His job is tearing down derelict starships, specifically decommissioned capital ships from the Clone Wars like Venators. He works and keeps his head down in order to avoid Imperial attention, but some unfortunate accident forces him to use his Force abilities and exposes him as a Jedi, sending the Emperor's Inquisitors after him. Confirmed to be the primary antagonist of the game, we are introduced to the second sister, who we've seen in a Vader comic already as a tease leading up to this game, with Fallen Order being her first major debut. We don't know much about her, other than she is an Inquisitor and a powerful dark-side Force user who commands a squad of Purge Troopers, some new Imperial units being introduced in Fallen Order. Purge Troopers are elite troops specifically trained to fight Jedi. They are sent in to investigate potential Jedi activity across the galaxy after Order 66, and are tasked with either hunting the Jedi down or calling the Inquisitors in. They act as backup to the Inquisitors, since there are so few, so Purge troops will be a stronger enemy than your run-of-the-mill stormtroopers, but definitely weaker than the Inquisitors themselves. Now, when it comes to combat, Respawn was very clear when they said that this game is not a button masher. They said combat was key in development, and they call it, quote, thoughtful combat, which means that you basically have to size up your enemies. You have to identify and exploit weaknesses with your powers and abilities. You can't just run in there lightsaber blazing and expect to win every fight. There's actual strategy and planning that goes into it. Enemies you face will range from your basic stormtroopers, which are weak and easy to defeat, to the Purge Troopers, which provide more of a one-on-one challenge, all the way up to the Inquisitors themselves, though we've only seen the second sister in the trailer so far. When it comes to customization, there will be cosmetic customization available, though we don't know to what extent. This is advertised in the Deluxe Edition, where if you pre-order it, you will get some of this customization immediately upon the game's release. We don't know much about the progression either, or how linear it may or may not be, but we do know that Cal's powers will grow and evolve as the game progresses, and he will need certain powers to get to different planets or to perform certain achievements. So it sounds like the story's progress is tied to Cal's progression to a certain extent. When it comes to what was revealed at Celebration, this is most of what we found out, though Jay Ingram, who goes by Charlemagne on Twitter, and who my Battlefront family will recognize as community manager, spoke out and gave a few extra details that were not revealed at the panel. First off, there are no plans for DLC. Respawn is aiming to release this game as a full and complete story at launch. This is both good and bad, I think. It's good because games these days have an awful tendency to come out incomplete, with plans to finish it through downloadable content, DLC. The fact this game is trying to break that norm is great to hear. What's bad about it though is if the game turns out to be amazing, Fans are gonna want more, and I think DLC that adds extra episodes to the story would be a great way for Respawn to see some post-launch support, as well as deliver more Star Wars goodness. For right now though, there are simply no plans. That may or may not change later on, and seeing as the game is still in development, I'm sure they're focusing on the big picture right now. My Battlefront 2 family will be a bit disappointed by this next tidbit, though I didn't expect this in the first place. There are currently no plans to bring Cal as a playable hero into Battlefront 2. Think about it though, Cal is Respawn's brainchild. It would be a shame for DICE to steal some of that thunder and release Cal in their game before Fallen Order gets released. So maybe in the future, but for now, he's a Fallen Order exclusive character. And that is all we know about Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order right now. Once again, Fallen Order releases on November 15th, and more information is on the way, as well as some possible gameplay footage, specifically in June at EA Play, so we will be looking forward to that. Stay tuned. If you guys liked the video, be sure to hit that thumbs up button, and subscribe if you're new. I appreciate you guys stopping by the Bazaar. This has been your boy, Turkish Delight, and may the Force be with you, always.